Summersby's and
Queen Street.
Growers, you know.
I like apple cider.
Yeah, those are my drinks. Those are my go-to.
Oh yeah, well you crack those open on the 3 Nose, don't you? Usually.
Yep, usually. Yep.
Oh, I mean apple cider. I don't mean alcohol.
Oh, okay.
You don't know what you're missing out on. Man. That's like the same flavor, but without that extra, something.
The extra something.
The booze.
Oh, that's what I'm missing. That's it. Welcome to the Movie Madhouse. I'm Rob.
I'm James.
I'm Jason.
And we are now in our new studio. Yes.
Chewy, we're home.
That's a clip. That's a clip you should throw in there.
Right?
Yes, absolutely.
Brief enough to not get sued.
The closest thing you got.
That's it. Yep. That's it. So we were supposed to have a guest tonight.
Yeah.
Freaking Australian time. I don't know. He messaged me earlier today and says, "What time tomorrow?" And
Dude, I'm betting it has something to do with the Rogers outage.
Oh, it probably does.
It's probably Rogers probably controls the circuit from Australia.
Yep.
So it probably got something to do with that.
And we were supposed to try Vegimite.
Yeah.
We still may.
And he's probably laughing his ass off at home, saying, "Oh, they're gonna hate it so much."
Maybe I don't know. I guess he can't even chime in if that's the case. So, this is. I don't know what he's gonna get.
He's gonna have to watch this on repeat.
Yep.
And he'll yell at us while.
I think we're gonna have to do it, but we'll have to close the show with it.
Okay.
If he doesn't come in,
we'll give him time.
Okay. Then we have to close the show because scheduling for a Friday night is difficult. Honestly.
Yeah. Well, it is Saturday morning.
I know.
Like literally right now, it is coming up on 9 o'clock this time.
And honestly, I think I'm a little more upset that he's not here because I was going to get him to look up the lottery numbers from tonight in the future.
Exactly.
Because I need to get paid.
But they would be the Australian numbers.
He's got the internet. He's got the Australian internet, which is in their time zone. So he can look up the Canadian lottery from last night. And boom.
Look at you thinking.
See? I know how time zones work.
We need to get. Yep. Nathan, where are you? Nathan. Well, that's not working. Well, let's chat a little bit then.
You don't happen to have a didgeridoo. Maybe that's you gotta sound the didgeridoo.
I'm sure that's what they sound like.
No, didgeridoo is.
Yeah, but this is a small one that I spin.
No, there's this thing. There is a.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to show why I was wrong. I didn't think about that.
It is so nice to be in person again.
Right? I am loving this. Apparently, James is very quiet.
Yes.
Going, why did I even show up?
I think he's, a lot of people develop that, ready to go out thing.
Yep.
Is that it?
No.
But what was our topic? Well, we didn't really have one other than Vegimite.
Vegemite is not a topic. Vegemite is toxic.
Toxic topic. They both end in
yeah,
which is the same sound a cat makes. So I don't know what that means.
But there's been movie stuff to talk about.
Like,
anyone watch Thor and Love and Thunder yet, or is that technically yesterday? I think
I did not go last night.
I'm out of the loop.
That's better. Oh,
I did not go last night. No.
Andrew, looks like Andrew put up something, but it's all I can see is an address. So I have no idea if it was a picture. I can't see it. It's along the bottom.
Huh.
Well, hopefully
it's not. That's better.
Hopefully it's not a link where you get hacked like me.
Oh no, that's Andrew from England.
Oh, okay.
Let's see.
Hi, Andrew.
Hi, Andrew.
Yeah, look at this. Andrew from England can show up, but Nathan from Australia.
Rogers controls the southern hemisphere. Bell controls the northern.
Maybe that's it.
Marmite.
Oh, is that a picture of Marmite? Is that what it is?
I never tried Marmite. All I
have tried Marmite. Apparently, I don't recall.
Okay.
And this was long before I was a smoker.
Literally, why does it say yeast extract?
Because that's, I guess, what it's made of.
Dude, no. Nathan is crazy. Well, we've known that for quite some time.
But according to my wife, I have tried Marmite, and it was horrible.
Really?
Yes. I don't recall the experience. And you can buy that in our grocery stores.
Ugh.
Really?
Yes.
But why would you?
I tried Vegemite at camp. All I just remember, it was grainy and super salty and not good.
See, from what I understand, this is salty too.
Yeah, well, that's what I've tried. And then I heard about Marmite because I don't know what the difference is. I'm guessing vegetables and whatever Mars.
Yeah,
is in Marmite.
I didn't look up what the difference is. And then somebody else last week mentioned something that starts with a P.
Oh, Nathan. Yeah, he says there's 3 mites.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm unaware of the third one.
But Andrew says you either love it or you hate it. And I can believe that. From what I understand about it, I can believe it.
Yep.
What I understand is if you're from the general country or culture of origin, you like it. But anyone who's not from that region generally doesn't.
Well,
it's one of those local cuisines that just doesn't get caught.
I'm gonna make a joke about criminals in Australia and
well, that's the whole country, right?
Where is the one that starts with a P? What region is that in? And what connection to Britain?
Promite.
Promite?
Yeah.
Promite?
And where is it generally?
Oh my God, there's a whole bunch of them.
Oh, there's more. Oh, there's more than 3. It's like a
spread for sandwiches, toast, crumpets, or cracker biscuits, as well as filling for pastries. Vegemite is similar to British Marmite, New Zealand Marmite, Australian Promite, Mighty Mite, Aussie Mite, Aussie Mite, German Vitamin R, and Swiss Cenovis.
I love how the German one is just vitamin R.
Yep, vitamin R.
The German one is like 9 nights.
No frills.
Let me see here. Andrew said Marmite has a burnt brown color and a sticky consistency, similar to syrup or molasses.
Yeah.
Vegemite, on the other hand, is a black paste that's thick like peanut butter. There's a difference in taste, too. While both are salty and savory, Spoon University describes Vegemite as having a hint of bitterness as well.
Like savory is
bitterness.
Kind of like a black licorice kind of thing.
Oh,
I like black licorice.
I love black licorice. See, that sums up everything. That explains the movie taste.
Yeah.
If you love black licorice, you'll like good movies.
It's a matter of
right?
taste. Yeah. Okay.
If not, you're going to love Highlander too. James is now literally, why did I show up? Andrew, here we go. Andrew said it's good for covering rust under the car.
Oh.
Man. But see, even here, like Coca-Cola, my dad used it on his truck to knock the rust off lug nuts.
You could feed it to coma patients. That way they can't wake up and smack you for making a meal.
Right? Oh.
And I used to use it for cleaning pennies.
Oh, yeah.
We used mild sauce from Taco Bell for that.
Oh, this was before even I think even Taco Bell was around.
Hot sauce will do it faster.
Taco Bell wasn't even in Canada yet when I was doing that.
We actually did the thing when I was a club leader where we took a glass of Coke and took a chicken bone from KFC and put it in there.
Oh, no.
And then we came back the next week and pulled it out, and you could bend it.
Oh, that's the rubbery joke. Yeah, I remember seeing that on like science shows.
Pulled the calcium right out of that bone.
Sheesh.
And
yeah. And
sponsored by Pepsi.
And we Yep, that's the poison that we put in our bodies.
Yep. It's so good.
It is.
Well, okay, let's give him some time.
But what's been going on in the movie world that we can talk about?
Have you guys watched Obi-Wan?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
Let's do a little talk on Obi-Wan.
Loved it.
Yes,
I
had some issues, but overall, I loved it.
I did enjoy it.
I had no issues. I don't know what people were bitching about. It was awesome.
I'm sorry. How did he get from planet A to planet B at the end like that?
That's the last grouping of nitpick. That's the last grouping of issues. The timing or editing of that final episode was just, it messed with my head, and I was glad
did not even notice. It's just, well, okay, he hopped a ship to another planet.
Well, it started with Riva.
And see, the way they edited it was like a Magnum PI episode where he's across town and he's racing to get, to the mansion. This is galaxies we're talking about, okay? And that's what I mean. You can't do that because light speed is fast, but it still takes time to go from one center to another.
Minimum hours between systems. There's hours involved.
Okay, so there was hours that took place in between cuts.
But that's just it. Obi-Wan was still fighting Vader when she went after Luke in the desert.
Okay.
And then he got in his ship and he got there as she was bringing him back out of the desert.
Well, maybe he wandered pretty far into the desert.
Not days.
No.
Okay. And again, this is a minor thing for me.
I was giving it a pass overall, but there were some big stumbles along the way.
But not something I concern myself with.
I love the story, and I love the direction the story took, like bringing in Leia as much as they did. Because you're thinking Obi-Wan watching Luke.
I did not expect Leia to be a part of it at all.
No, not at all.
But it was nice to see Jimmy Smits coming back as Bail Organa.
Yep.
Okay, this definitely felt like, okay, we're still in the movie. We're still in the cinema realm. This is that universe. Okay.
It was a 6-hour movie.
Yeah.
Exactly. I actually was getting annoyed with the kid stuff.
With little Leia?
Little Leia became a little much at times.
That's legit Leia, though.
But it was not. It was ruining the experience for me. It was ruining the presentation. It just. I get it that I do applaud the girl for what she did, because okay, yes, if I was looking for that, she did great. Absolutely. It just wasn't my cup.
One thing that nearly ruined it for me was when they killed off the Grand Inquisitor. That is not how he dies. If Rebels and Clone Wars, if Rebels is canon, and B, he was like I think it's Rupert Friend, I think who played him, and it was Jason Isaacs who did the voice for him.
I know. I wish
Rebels, and Jason, he was way more menacing in Rebels, and he really didn't do a whole lot in this one.
I gotta go with you on that one, because in the cartoon, the animated series, he had this long face, just like Jason Isaacs.
Yeah.
And then we get to this one, and he's this round pumpkin face. Like, dude, you're not scary.
He almost like didn't even move his head much.
I'm gonna poke your belly for a muffin here in a second, there, Pillsbury. That's literally what I got from the round face.
And again, I think Rupert Friend, I'm pretty sure who it is. I think he's a fine actor, but come on, it's Jason Isaacs. You're measuring up to.
Yep.
I have nothing to base it on. I have not seen any of the cartoons.
You gotta watch Rebels.
I haven't watched any of that stuff. So I don't know. I'm only going by what buzz and what
Riva wasn't even in Rebels. Or at least I don't think so, because there was I think Second Sister, which was oddly enough Sarah Michelle Gellar voiced that, which was funny because Freddie Prinze Jr. was Kanan Jarrus in that show.
Mm-hmm.
And then you had, and I didn't even know this until they mentioned it, that it was Sung Kang from the Fast and Furious movies.
Yeah.
He was the other Inquisitor.
Yep.
But under a lot of makeup, so I could barely tell it was him.
Yep.
And they had a guy in Rebels, sounded a lot like Ken Watanabe. I'm not entirely sure it wasn't his voice.
I don't know who it was.
No,
to be totally honest.
I mean, they both got obliterated by Maul, which was amazing, but they just didn't do much. And then Reva's the only one who really did anything.
See, that's why you got to watch Rebels, because there's an amazing episode with Obi-Wan and Darth Maul.
Oh,
that's all I'm
my
gonna
God.
say. Rebels is an amazing. I love Clone Wars. Rebels is a completely different animal that still holds up.
And I saw Rebels before Clone Wars.
Oh, guess what I saw yesterday? Real life Chopper. Yep. I don't know if he's coming into Ahsoka or Andor or one of those. But they rolled him out on stage.
I want to say it's Ahsoka, because that's supposed to reunite the Rebels crew, and he was from the Rebels crew.
Yeah.
Andor,
he's an R2 unit. Yeah. But a sidekick in Rebels.
Yeah.
Yeah. I again, when I sit down and finally, take in Obi-Wan, I like the story it told. It didn't tread too much, but it filled a lot of holes in. Like why Obi-Wan calls him Darth on the Death Star and not Anakin.
Yeah.
Why he tells Luke, well, Darth Vader killed your father, not me, or whatever,
Yeah, and I was skeptical. I'm like, okay, Hayden's coming back to play Darth Vader, but anybody could be in the suit.
Legit, they were. He was only in it when you saw his face.
But but that was cool, because they did a flashback to Clone Wars era, I guess, and the whole what is it? I'm not your failure, and then in his voice, and then it goes into the Darth voice with like Obi-Wan, and then it goes back and forth.
Yeah.
So cool.
But again, they did that in Rebels too.
Yeah, with Ahsoka.
Yep.
Yeah.
That was the cool thing, because Ahsoka battles Vader in Rebels and breaks off the right side of his mask.
Yeah.
Same thing. Now Obi-Wan smashed open the left, and it was kind of a neat
That's cool.
Yeah.
And just a little bit of Anakin poked through.
Yep.
And then went away.
Yep. And I love how they mixed the voices.
Yeah.
With James Earl Jones and whoever is portraying Vader at that point.
Well, yeah, Hayden.
Yeah, Hayden there, but in Rebels it was Tom Kane, I think, or no, who did it?
Oh, if it was the same guy from Clone Wars, I can picture his face, but the name escapes me.
Okay, real quick side note, just because it's funny as hell. On the figure Gore, we had David Hewlett Thomas. Is that his name? Oh, dang!
Need some context.
1 second, I'm just looking at his name real quick, because
3 names sounds like a serial killer.
Well, you're not far off. Where did it go?
David Howard. He is.
David Howard Thornton, who happens to play Art the clown in Terrifier.
What is that?
The horror movie?
Okay.
Right?
I was not a fan of that film.
Oh, no?
I don't know what that is.
Devastatingly so, and it might have pissed off some people.
I had a blast.
It might have pissed off some people in Dave's direction.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What?
Dave has some connection to that film. And I'm not sure pissed him off. Maybe that's a little excessive, but I know it wasn't well. My opinion wasn't well received.
Well, see, when we were talking with him, I thought it was funny that on IMDb, the first 4 credits, it's 3 credits and then art for the Terrifier, and the first 3 credits are voice acting. Then you get to Terrifier where he doesn't say a word. I thought, what the? How did you manage that?
That's pretty awesome, actually.
Like, dude,
talk about an interesting resume,
right?
It's so weird when they do this with big stars too in a movie where there's a character that barely speaks and just makes sounds, like Angry Birds. That giant ogre-looking bird. That was Sean Penn.
Yep.
You ever hear him say a word? No, it's just like, but it's Sean Penn. Okay. Bill Hader did BB-8.
Yeah.
How? It's just beeps and whistles.
Alan Tudyk.
I was just gonna say that one. The chicken.
Oh, yeah.
Hey
Yeah.
in Moana, and Willy's Wonderland. Nicolas Cage does not say a single word.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
true. Yeah.
He growls and whatnot, but he does not say a single word.
Yep.
And that movie is fantastic.
Yes. Yes. I second that.
So back to our topic then. Are you guys caught up on The Boys?
No, I'm watching the finale tonight.
I haven't watched.
I just haven't watched tonight.
Well, then,
is
yeah,
tonight the finale? Or
No,
is today
no,
the finale?
No, the finale. It was either yesterday or the day before.
No, they drop every Friday.
Okay, well, it's already dropped, and
it dropped today.
Okay, so I'm watching it tonight.
But is it the finale? I thought there's 2 more episodes.
No, this is the finale. There was only 8 episodes.
Oh, okay. Well,
but yes, I'm caught up prior to that.
Oh boy, because the way that last episode. Okay, but before we, let's go back to the beginning.
Dang, you're right. I thought it was 10.
I don't know how much I remember about certain details of season 1 and 2.
Well, no, there's one thing in particular.
The explosion of the person?
Yeah, because
which person?
The one where the
okay. Please,
termite.
Hold on, a termite. Yes, that's all you need to say.
God,
I no more detail, please, because after all these weeks, I still can't comprehend.
I kept thinking before I started this season, it's just like people kept reacting 10 minutes into the first episode. What the hell am I watching? I'm like, what are they talking? And then you see it, and you're just like, oh.
Well, you're watching The Boys.
Let me put it this way, and this might give you some context about where I'm at with that scene.
Okay.
You know what I said to Ryan LaPlante?
Which time?
Like, just why?
Okay, yep.
Whoever came up with this, everyone involved in that scene, absolutely everyone. Why and how?
Okay.
Why did they even think of it? And how did they get away with it?
The minor spoilers here, because
I don't describe it, please.
Oh, no. I'm going to say it in such a way that The Boys brings to life the Ant-Man Thanos theory,
but in the opposite,
different entrance,
different orifice.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. See, I was picturing not the opposite.
That's
because that's what somebody had hinted, or whether it was you guys or something. And it's like, that's not what. then again, I think Herogasm made it worse.
No, with the answer in the door.
Well, not just that, especially when MM opens the door and it's like splat. I you know what? I can't do it. I need to find a bathroom now.
Yes.
That was horrible. That was absolutely horrible. But I've seen similar. I've seen arguably worse.
At least the
I think of the walrus in 51st State. For me, I kind of want to give the edge to the walrus in 51st State, where that poor woman gets exposed in walrus vomit.
Yep.
I gotta give that the edge in that.
Well, no, because MM didn't get hosed in vomit.
I understand that. I understand it. I'm just thinking gross factor for me. I know that is a very weird thing to admit and acknowledge. But for me, walrus vomit is going to be. I do not dispute the ick factor.
I'm going to tell you, I'm hard pressed to pick which is worse, to be totally honest.
But that was it the opening scene? I think it was.
It was
pretty darn close too.
One of the opening scenes. Yeah.
Okay, are we talking Herogasm or are we talking Termite?
Termite.
Oh, dude, yeah, we're talking within 10 minutes of the show starting.
I wasn't sure if it was farther into the episode or not.
Ryan says, Ryan Haskell, new top 10 list for Jason.
I don't want to revisit that realm, but I could. I know I could.
Top 10 grossed out moments in film.
Just think about, the things I've subjected myself for this show.
Yep.
The feast series, Human Centipede, the entire movie of Armageddon,
Freddy Got Fingered.
that Japanese thing.
Thing. Yeah, that's all we can say is thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I
Anyway.
could. That's gonna be a list at some point. It will be a list. So here's a list we don't have. I guarantee.
Yeah.
You're not ready for that one.
Top 10 gross out moments in
Yes.
film.
Grossest scenes in film.
Thank you, Ryan, for that suggestion.
This is gonna be rough.
Yes. Yeah.
I'm gonna have to get trouble.
So, but with the boys, what do you think of the story arc it's been taken?
Very, very interesting. I like how you finally got to see under Noir's mask.
Yep.
Before his head gets caved in and half of his face is blown off. And then you get to find out how that happened.
I like how they did it in animation too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
I'm wondering if that's why he doesn't take his mask off and doesn't speak.
100%.
Oh, absolutely.
Yep.
I'm surprised he's even alive.
Yeah, but he seems because he gets blown up. It was one of the early scenes of season 2, I think, where he's in like Israel or something like that. That one guy, the one soup terrorist that blows himself up, and then Noir's there with like, he's on fire, he's like melting or whatever, and he's just holding the bear up to cheer the kid.
Yeah,
but you can see like he's smoking and melting and stuff. So he's got some kind of regeneration, I would think.
Mild regeneration,
and if he
a
does,
bit of that whole
well, clearly he's a
Dark
little bit
Man
crazy. Because
Yeah.
he's seeing little cartoon characters.
Probably got that dark. He's probably got that Dark Man thing where he feels no pain.
And there's those theories.
no nerve.
There's those theories that keep popping up that he's a clone of Homeland. Well, no, that's not true.
No, now we do.
At least in the TV show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it. Because I think in the comic, that's what he is.
Mm.
That's why he never took the mask off.
Yeah, I have.
Okay.
I have the first 2 collected volumes, and I still haven't read them.
I prefer the show. I haven't read the comics, but I know I would prefer the show.
I know I will enjoy the comic. Have either of you watched the animated series, Diabolical?
No.
Yeah.
Oh, it is so crazy with that. I think it was the 4th episode. Like my 3rd or 4th episode. The shit one.
Oh, the sentient shit.
Yes.
Yep.
Whatever.
That was just
The voice of the person is, and like not the shit, but the person that has the shit is Aquafina.
Yes.
Oh, really?
From Shang-Chi.
Well, my nephew and I were watched the first couple episodes together, and then we got into that, and we're both looking at it like, I'm out. And we shut it off. I paused it, looked at him, and said, no, no. And he went away. He went up to his room. We were done for the night. I pick up the remote, and as I accidentally unpause it when I go to back out of it, and I see the next 10 seconds, and that's when the shit becomes alive. And so I shut it off, and I immediately text my nephew, and I'm like, dude, it got so much better 10 seconds later.
Speaking of sentient shit, did you see Clerks 3 trailer?
Okay, for a second, because of my state, I had a poor reaction time, and almost thought you were implying that it was going to be a pile of shit.
Well, initially I was going to say I think Kevin Smith did it better with the shit demon.
Okay, yeah, because of the shit demon. All right, I get what you're doing. Nice segue. Yeah, I've watched it like 4 times.
They got Affleck in there.
They got Affleck in there. They get a bunch of cameos apparently, and they're touring it, of course. The convenience tour. There is a 2-day event, like screenings in theaters in the U.S. only. Fathom events, special events. They don't come to Canada. And tour so far. The only Canadian dates are in Vancouver. There's 2 shows in Vancouver. It's
When?
only in September,
Okay.
and I think they have, like, the first, like, couple days in October. That's all they've booked so far, but Kevin has come out and said in 2 weeks at Comic-Con, they will reveal October dates. So we could see a Toronto date possibly in that.
Sounds like I need to get a hold of these people.
Good luck. That's gonna be expensive, dude.
I'm already chatting with them about a podcast.
Go
So
for
why
it.
not? Right?
Go for it. If you got the contact,
The most they can say is no, or it's $10 million.
Oh, see, every time I hear, like, the worst thing anyone can say is no, I always think back to that, uh, stand-up bit that Sandler did on one of the talk shows. And he's just like, "Go ahead, ask her out. The worst thing that she can say is no." So he goes and asks her out and he's like, "Get away from me, you douchebag." Wait a minute, you kinda broke the rules there.
What happened to just no?
dude, dude, dude. Guaranteed sellout at the Capitol. Guaranteed.
Oh, I moved
If
out.
you can make that.
Yeah.
Guaranteed.
I will give them an email and we'll see.
Find out the number.
Yeah.
We'll start a GoFundMe.
Please, 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 please. I haven't watched the trailer yet, so I gotta check that
Oh,
out.
That's good.
oh. Where Jane Silent Bob reboot was just that love letter to everything. This is we're coming home. We're back in Red Bank. We're oh it,
Well, didn't they buy the store at the end of the
yes they did.
That's
Yeah.
right.
And what this is, first first of all, this is Kevin's second script for Clerks 3. He got rid of the second. He scrapped the first, or they scrapped the first one. They have read it. They did like a charity thing or something where they read it for a night.
Okay.
But he changed his mind entirely after the heart
Yeah,
attack,
and
and
they worked that in.
that's why the story is they're working at the store that they own. They're doing what they love. Randall has a heart attack, and now he's all of a sudden, I'm gonna finally do what I've been saying, and I'm gonna finally make the movie. And they make they're making Clerks.
Yeah.
Oh, they make it full circle.
I
Yes.
like they even threw it at the end of the trailer, they even threw in the alternate ending.
Yes. There's a reference to the alternate ending of Dante getting shot.
Really?
Yeah.
Yes, Randall wants to shoot it, and Dante's like, "No, you're not shooting me."
Oh, that's cool.
It's it looks like it's gonna shift from in and out of black and white.
Probably
Like,
depending on the filming parts.
possibly,
Yeah.
yes. So
And they're still playing hockey on the roof.
still playing hockey on the roof. I'm actually gonna wonder if after the heart attack, Randall wakes up and only sees him.
Oh, that would be
Hmm.
I doubt that. I do doubt it. But I just
cool.
Interesting.
I've been waiting for this for so long, and
Well, there's been so many projects where he's announced and they're gonna do it, and then
COVID.
hit somebody was dead long before COVID.
Yeah, getting anything hockey unless you're like I think it was James Cameron or John Carpenter. One of those two. Kevin was talking to him, and they mentioned they were talking about what they wanted to do, and Kevin said he was shopping around a hockey movie, and whichever one it was said, "Good luck. I've had something on the back burner that no one wants. They don't want to touch a hockey movie for some reason."
Well,
That's weird.
he had Sean William Scott in the role for the longest time, and then he got either bored or whatever and left, and he went and did Goon, and then they had Nicholas Braun coming in to play for Hit Somebody, and then that just went by the wayside.
Yeah, that's fallen out. At one point, Kevin was supposed to be doing a the '80s flick with Peter Weller.
RoboCop?
Oh,
No.
Buckaroo Banzai.
Buckaroo
Oh,
Banzai.
yes.
He was
Yeah.
supposed to be doing a Buckaroo Banzai series. He has said that Clerks 3 now. Mallrats 2's up next.
Yeah, 'cause they were gonna do Twilight of the Mallrats, and that
Yeah,
went
that's
away.
gone through a few different iterations. At one point, and I don't know if this is what he might still be working with, he was gonna do Die Hard in a Mall. Mallrats do Die Hard in a Mall.
Andrew's got a question here. Random question. Out of the Star Wars film directors, who stands out the most over the years to change direction, changing the game the most? And why did they do this?
I mean, like how most people would complain about Ryan Johnson's
Exactly.
direction.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So it can be either for the good or the bad.
Yeah.
I would say Gareth Edwards for Rogue One, regardless of the rewrites and the reshoots at the end, because that movie as a whole doesn't even need to be a Star Wars movie. It's an amazing heist movie.
Yeah.
To me, and then it just happens to have the best hallway scene in a movie ever. But
Yeah.
everything leading up to that is just amazing anyway.
You called it a heist movie.
Yeah.
I call it a war movie. It was a war movie in Star Wars.
I call it a heist movie because they're
Solo was the heist movie.
I think
okay. Solo was more of a heist movie.
Yes.
But I get what you're saying.
I can see
get
your
what you're
point,
saying
yes.
too. 'Cause, yeah, you're in the middle of a war, but it's a heist to get the plan.
yeah.
But yeah.
And Solo is that's okay. Rogue One could be a heist movie. Solo could be, I was going to say The Train Job, but that's a Firefly episode. It's the something job.
The Italian Job?
Not The Italian Job.
Isn't that what that's called? What's that? No.
Yeah.
That's a
The
movie.
Italian Job.
Yeah. But that's
Love
just
that movie. Never seen the original
the
though.
Mini
Me either.
Coopers and stuff.
Yeah.
I've never seen the original though.
Seth Green is great in that one.
Yes, I am the Napster.
All I know is Charlize is in it. That's
Charlize
guess-
is in it.
I guess they're both
Mark Wahlberg,
No.
Edward Norton,
I've never seen him in it.
Jason Statham.
Sorry.
I guess they're both heist
Seth Green.
movies. Rogue One has just much higher stakes.
But yeah.
And Michael Caine.
Michael,
Or no,
Michael Caine.
not sorry, Donald Sutherland.
Dude, you can rattle off all the names you want. I've watched it a dozen times. I've only ever seen Charlize, so I don't know what you're talking about.
She was cute in that one.
Yeah.
That was like one of her cuter looks.
That one and Devil's Advocate.
Oh,
She
yes.
is adorable.
He's great
And
in
Mighty
that.
Joe Young.
I never saw that.
Neither.
Oh, good movie. Bill
That's right.
Paxton.
I remember the hype and everything. I never watched it. Or if I did, I can't remember.
I remember trailers.
If I'm not mistaken, that's one of her first.
Now,
One of her first ones is also 2 Days in the Valley. That movie's great. She plays like a Icelandic chick. Her and Spader, Danny Aiello, Jeff Daniels, Eric Stoltz. It's a lesser known stacked cast. I don't know if it's her first movie, but it's one of her first movies.
do you want to shift back to that Star Wars question when you're once you've got with it?
Oh, 2 Days in the Valley was her third credit.
I stand by Gareth Edwards. My Gareth Edwards answer.
Oh, that's a great answer, and that is for standouts. Absolutely, yes.
So 2 Days in the Valley was third. Devil's Advocate was sixth. And Mighty Joe Young was the ninth on the list. What are the first two? Children of the Corn 3. She's uncredited. And That Thing You Do.
Oh, the Tom Hanks movie.
Yes,
She was
Never-
in that as
Never
Nina.
saw it.
And 2 Days in the Valley. And then she did a TV movie called Hollywood Confidential. A movie called Trial and Error and The Devil's Advocate. Then she did Celebrity. Burn. Oh, she's Amy in the photo. So I don't know if that's really a credit. And Mighty Joe Young. Oh, and then The Astronaut's Wife. I remember that.
Oh, that's a great movie. Her
never
and
did
Johnny
watch
Depp.
that one.
There was like a three there. Astronaut's Wife, Cider Rules, and Reindeer Games.
I saw Astronaut's Wife and
Reindeer
Reindeer
Games,
Games. Never saw Cider Rules.
Oh, it was good. Tobey Maguire.
I always heard good things about it.
Yeah.
Reindeer Games is fun. Gary Sinise.
Yes.
Gary
Oh,
Sinise,
yes.
Danny Trejo. Even the whole thing. You got me going into an Indian casino dressed like a cowboy. Ashton Kutcher.
Ben Affleck's in that one.
Yeah.
Let me see. What else did we have? Men of Honor, Legend of Beggar Vance, Sweet November, 15
Oh, yeah.
minutes.
Men of Honor. I love Men of Honor.
Yeah.
It's one of those movies where De Niro is just so damn good that he really hate him.
Yeah.
Yep.
Edgar Vance was
And then she did Sweet November. That's with Keanu Reeves.
that one.
That's a really good one. Trap.
Trapped was amazing. Her and Kevin Bacon. Kevin Bacon as a bad guy.
Yep. Waking Up in Reno, and then The Italian Job, and then Monster.
Still haven't seen
Oh,
Monster.
Monster.
And
Well,
that's when she really started.
that's when she got the Oscar and off she went.
Yep.
She's
North
really good.
Country.
Hancock.
Aeon.
Yes. Someday will we ever get that sequel that they talked about?
What, Hancock?
Yeah.
I doubt it.
They've been talking about it for years.
And Prometheus.
But then again, they've also been talking about I Am Legend 2 for years, and supposedly Smith's coming back.
What,
Yeah.
Gladiator 2, they supposedly have a script.
Well, Hollywood struggles for original material.
I don't know how you do I Am Legend 2 with Will Smith unless you go with the alternate ending, which I don't think had the same impact.
No. Now, it's interesting. We can loop this conversation right back to The Boys because she just had her cameo in The Boys.
Yes.
That was Stormfront.
That was fun.
That was kind of fun.
Yep.
Despite it, we can ignore her cameo in Doctor Strange.
No, I'm excited for that. I'm eager to
all
see
in.
where it's going to go.
I'm going to have to watch the movie again to see if my opinion softens on it.
I saw it twice, so
in the next
I'm
couple of
watching it at
weeks,
home.
whether we do it together or separate, we have to go see Maverick.
I've seen
Did you?
Oh, yeah.
What's that?
Did you?
I loved it.
I have to go see Maverick.
You have to.
It is
You
still
have to go
playing
see
in
Maverick.
Windsor for sure.
I'm sure it's
I
still
think it's still
insane.
here.
Yeah,
it?
it's still.
Okay.
It's probably why it's still busy over there.
Yeah.
I know
Okay.
it. I know it's still in Windsor as well.
I had someone approach me about talking about it.
I watched it on a screen this big, and it was amazing.
I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure I talked about it on here.
Oh, you
when
did
I
mention it a
saw
little bit, yeah. But he wants to have a big in-depth.
Sure, absolutely.
I am all for it. It is so
All right.
good.
I can't wait for that. I'm not going to go back to see it in the theater, but I can't wait to see it again.
I'm still debating on which is better, that or the original.
I got to take them separately because they kind of hit me in different vibes, kind of different ways a little bit.
I don't consider either of them lesser.
The nostalgia factor of the sequel really takes it for me. It really does.
Oh, man.
Well, I will go see it then, so I can catch up to you guys.
So good.
I almost feel like you don't really have to have seen the original to understand.
They do enough. They do enough callbacks.
They do. Like they fill enough of the history in that you can watch and enjoy that movie very easily without having seen the original.
But it helps.
I'm gonna watch it again before I go.
I saw it in AVX.
Yeah.
And that was the way to see it. Short of maybe D-Box.
I saw it in iPhone 13.
I wasn't willing to go that far.
No.
But AVX, I was like when they're hitting the high G's and they can hardly breathe, like I'm holding my breath. Like
I admit I'm envious of someone who's seen it in like a theater and AVX. Because I'm sure that just adds so much to it.
It did.
But a good movie is a good movie.
Yeah, period.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Absolutely. And it's a home run for me.
I'm going to jump back to Charlize real quick because I just looked. She has 4 things coming up. One of them I don't know about. The School for Good and Evil. I don't know.
Nope.
But Fast X is filming that she is
she's one of the few villains that keeps getting away.
And The Old Guard 2
I heard
filming.
I haven't seen that, but I heard it was good.
Old Guard is good.
It's really good.
Okay.
It's really good.
And announced Atomic Blonde 2.
Woohoo!
Nice.
So good.
Right?
It's interesting that they don't have Furiosa in there.
She's not in it.
Really?
It's Anya Taylor-Joy playing a younger Furiosa.
Wasn't Anya Taylor-Joy in Fury Road?
No.
She wasn't one of the dolls?
No. There's a bunch of dolls.
Okay. I thought she was one of the dolls.
No. I'm fairly certain no.
Okay.
But she's playing you see the photos of Chris Hemsworth? Like the long hair and the prosthetic nose?
No, I haven't. I haven't seen anything from it.
Just recently they posted some photos of him.
Okay.
But yeah, it's Anya Taylor-Joy playing is it like 10 or 20 years
It's the story of
previously, I
her
think?
coming to the Citadel?
Yeah.
Okay.
And yeah, she has no credits whatsoever. Oh no, right around when they were filming that, it was Split in it.
Oh,
So
yeah.
she was just getting started.
Split and The Witch. And I think Split was her first one, and The Witch, she was
Oh
out in
no,
front in The Witch.
2014, Vampire Academy,
Ah,
TV series Endeavor,
Vampire
then The
Cat
Witch.
Vampire Academy is kind of fun.
Hey, I this is gonna be really, really, really random. And Rob, I'm looking at you because this is gonna be out of his realm entirely, I'm pretty sure. But
So
this
sure.
has been racking my brain for a very long time. Early 80s. I want to say like ABC, like a Sunday night show, not a movie, not their Sunday night movie that they would do. A short-lived either a TV movie or a very short series. And I want to think it was called Spaceship Earth. And it's basically children are launched on like an ark-like ship to save the human race.
I want to say this sounds
Possibly
It sounds
accidentally.
familiar, yeah.
but
I can't find any record of this. Don't bother trying right now because try Spaceship Earth. I don't know. I have tried
we can't
searching for something like this.
we
Googling
can't look
it.
things up. You have to, Rob.
I've tried Googling and I can't find anything.
There was one TV show that I saw as a kid. It was kind of a sci-fi of a family leaping through time, and it wasn't until just a couple of years ago. And I watched this when I was a kid, and it wasn't until a couple of years ago that I found out what it was. And I can't look it up, so I can't tell you the title. But I know how you're feeling. Where it's
Family leaping through time.
yeah. Well,
Remember Voyagers?
if Rogers would get their act together,
With,
I could
yeah,
I could tell you what the show
yeah. This
is
is
called.
so baffling how crazy.
My Wi-Fi.
No, fine. Yeah,
I also
that's been
I also
baffling me for ages. So if anybody out there
I
watching
also can't because it's on my other phone.
remembers anything of a show like this,
It sounds very, very familiar. I don't know about the Starship Earth part, but the plot.
I feel like it was I know it's not Starship Earth. I have searched that for sure. I don't know if I've actually searched Spaceship Earth, but maybe that's not even the title. I don't know. But I've tried searching like 80s sci-fi TV movie kids, and I couldn't find it.
Nope.
It's,
Wait, what's your Wi-Fi?
I'm hoping I'm wondering if it's a Mandela effect thing, and it's just something like I dreamt when I was a kid because I was a big sci-fi kid.
Yeah. The only thing coming up is BBC, The Boy from Space, 1980.
No, that's definitely not it. It's baffling me. But now I'm wondering if it's a Mandela effect thing.
What's the Mandela effect?
The whole Sinbad genie movie that doesn't exist.
But you swear it does?
Yes. Everybody remembers. Everybody remembers this flick. Seeing this flick or seeing the trailer.
It sounds very
you could
familiar.
find I believe you could find a fake trailer online, and it was called Shazam.
Well, I remember there was a Kazam movie.
That was Shaq.
Yeah.
Everybody pictures one that came out, I think, just before the Shaq one with Sinbad. It does not exist. That's the Mandela effect. So named because back in, I believe, the 90s or something, everyone believed Nelson Mandela died in prison in South Africa.
And then he got out.
And then he got released. And hey.
Yes, we were wrong.
How do I get onto the web?
You can't just say your password out loud.
Yep. Give me 2 seconds here.
But it's yeah, that has plagued me for a long time, and I don't know what reminded me of it, but something just, you know, because of my state, it's like squirrel.
Yep. Oh, no. Trust me. I've had that. I talked to you, Chris Alexander, about a movie that I watched way back when I was
Really,
a kid.
dude?
I didn't get to pick it. And it was about this. It was black and white, and the only scene I remember is someone walking through a house, opens a door, and there's this alien thing up in the corner that looks like a squid that floats down and lands on his head.
Jesus, what is this?
It's a 50s sci-fi show that I watched way back when I was young. And he told me what it was, and I watched it, and I think that's what it was, but I can't remember for the life of me now what he told me. So I got to do my search all over again.
Yeah. Should reach out to John Miori.
Yeah.
Might be something in his realm.
Yeah. Well, like I said, he did help me find it, and I watched it again. And I had
John Miori did?
no, Chris Alexander. But the scene I had in my head that I was remembering, I saw, and it was very different than what I was remembering.
Okay.
But it was one of those, as you try and put it through your head, it changes a bit.
Describe it again.
That this person walks into a house and this squid-like thing comes down and lands on his head. That's what lands on their head.
Not ringing a bell directly. But that might be something in John Miori's wheelhouse. Yeah. He used to do that partially devoured films, and he looked at a lot of those old flicks.
Yep.
Hungary. The Korean knockoff of Godzilla.
No, nothing for that 80 sci-fi, but I'm pretty confident I remember that too.
It bugged me for a while.
Was it certain episodes of Space 1999?
I don't know if I ever watched that.
Or maybe this is what you watched, not knowing what it was.
Maybe.
It's a thought. Not the yes or no, but it's a thought.
I'd have to look that show up. Yeah.
Back to what poor Andrew asked us about the directors of Star Wars.
Yes. Squirrel. And then we need to go back to the boys. We never did even get to the end of that.
No,
so yeah, we need to get back to the path. But for Star Wars directors, I do want to throw in about was it Kasdan who did Return?
Yep.
Because the tonal shift, Return of the Jedi.
No, it was Richard Marquand.
Yeah, Richard Marquand.
Kasdan was one of the writers.
Okay. Yeah. And he did Empire too. Writing.
Yeah.
But I feel like the tonal shift between Empire and Return, that was a pretty drastic shift.
Yeah. Because it was dark. Empire is very dark.
Exactly. So the shift it takes, particularly the inclusion of the Ewok, that was kind of bold.
Early.
True. Yeah. True. But we ate those teddy bears up.
Yes, we did.
And God damn it, that show is on Disney Plus.
My Van of Courage. Yep.
Those are on there. I haven't watched those yet, but I know I don't. I'm afraid to. But I watched the cartoon.
I haven't seen the cartoon.
Ewoks is on there. Ewoks and droids are on there, and they are so 80s Saturday morning cartoon.
I know. I watched droids when I was a kid. I just remember I watching it. I don't remember it at all.
Yep. Ewoks is so much fun, and droids had pretty decent little badassery going on.
Really? Yeah. Now I gotta watch it. Jeez.
No.
Yeah, I'm like you. I remember watching it. I don't remember any stories. I don't remember nothing about it.
So what's your answer?
I have to go through one. Because, man, that is so out of the norm for Star Wars.
It does look just entirely different from everything else in Star Wars.
It was either about Ron Howard, and it's strictly for that. It's because it's a Star Wars universe movie that doesn't feel like Star Wars,
Mhm.
which I think is very cool.
Yes, and you gotta think that that kind of shift definitely led to The Mandalorian and so on.
Yep.
You know, knowing that they pulled off, we can do that.
Yep.
And Vader wasn't in it. Well, if you count Solo. Then you had Maul in there at the end.
Yeah. But
Yep.
see, even then, I love the end shot in Rogue One, you know,
Yeah.
but it's not because of that that I like it. You know,
It's
it's
just
that film.
it's just great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, the only thing I hate is Saw Gerrera. Everybody's escaping. He goes, "No, I will stay here."
I liked him in the movie, but then I think I saw that, and then I watched Rebels, and he shows up in no, I saw that he shows up in Rebels, and it's just like okay, and Rebels proper ends shortly before, like a few years before Rogue One happens.
Yeah.
Like, they talk about the Death Star and the Kyber crystals and stuff. And then you get to Rogue One, and Saw Gerrera all of a sudden is like half robot now with a breathing problem. And it's like you don't explain how he got from this point to this point. Although in with the reshoots, they changed his hair because in old trailers he didn't have like the Don King do kind of going
Yeah.
there. He just had the regular short hair like he did in Rebels.
But see, they do that in Star Wars a lot. Like from Attack of the Clones to Revenge of the Sith, Anakin comes back, he's got the scar.
Yeah, and George Lucas finally explained what that was, and I can't remember it.
Well, I think I know, but I don't know if that's considered legends or not anymore. So,
Well, no, he just
What book?
recently said
What
what
book was it?
it was a comic, and he had a duel with Asajj Ventress.
that's right.
Yeah. But
Yeah,
again, I don't know where
who
that falls.
he fought he fought her plenty in Clone Wars.
Oh yeah.
The name I've heard. My buddy Brent is into the lore,
She
and
would be cool in a
he's thrown a lot of
movie.
the info at me, but it's hard for it to stick if I'm not keeping at it all the time.
Yeah.
Like when I years ago when I worked at Transcom, had a lot of downtime, so I get books online, they send to me an email, and I'd be reading, and I read a whole bunch. I read most of the Eva Braun storyline.
Oh, the New Jedi Order.
Yes, I know I read pretty
21
much all of
books.
that, or a good chunk of it. Anyway,
21 books and 2 ebooks.
Kip Durham stuff.
Oh, that's the Jedi Academy trilogy.
Yeah, that one was heart wrenching.
Yep.
Detective Prime.
Oh, the first one in the New Jedi Order.
Ooh, Detective Prime. That's that got much.
Then there's the whole Legacy of the Force series.
I haven't read that.
That's with Jason.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah, but
so good.
the gut wrenching Detective Prime though.
That's a huge one. There is a huge one in Legacy of the Force as well, because the book is called Sacrifice, and to become Sith, you have to sacrifice something in your life you love. And with Jason Solo, he makes a very big
Is that what the Force Awakens thing? Same thing?
no,
All
no,
right. All
much
right.
better. Okay, yeah, that whole series much better.
Okay. No, I'm just wrong.
No, no,
Okay.
no, no.
Okay. I
Somebody
have
else,
my suspicions.
somebody else near and dear to the Star Wars universe at that point. Okay, and trust me, people freak almost as much as they freak when they kill Chewie. And then, of course, that whole series ends with a huge battle between him and his sister, which there is.
That's yeah, that's the tricky thing. Now, if they were to continue anything with the saga, like now we still have Chewie out there on, I you got a little less emotion behind it than what we got with the Han aspect in the books. Because Han,
3 books before he was back to normal.
yeah,
Like
Yeah.
legit 3 books.
well, for one, he hated Anakin.
Yep, it's not.
But
Really?
What
Yes.
happens is in Vector Prime, they go to this planet Lando's at, and when they land there, they're here to pick up stuff. But the Yuuzhan Vong as an alien species that comes from outside the Star Wars galaxy. Okay, everything they have is organic. So their ships are living creatures, their armor is living creatures, their weapons are living creatures,
No technology.
and they have a thing called a Dovin Basil, and that is their propulsion system. Because what it does is it locks onto a gravity center and pulls. So basically, they point towards the planet, hook onto it, and pull, and that's how they move. Yuuzhan Vong drop one of these Dovin Basils on a planet, and then as the moon goes over, it gets pulled closer with every rotation. And so when they land, it's getting too close, and the place is starting to shake.
Oh, this is where you told me that, yeah, Chewie gets killed because the moon lands on him.
Exactly. But what's going on is they're on the ship, okay? And Han and Lando are kind of on the ramp with the Falcon in the air, and Chewie is throwing people up to them. And at one point, the ground crumbles and Chewie disappears, but he comes back up. So Han's there, get closer, get closer. Anakin's in the cockpit when he sees the moon coming, and it's like he either has to leave or they're going to die.
The Force says, "Now is the moment. Go now, or you all die."
And so he took off, and that left Han watching as Chewie got hit by the moon.
But he did see Chewie.
And so at that, like, 3 books, he wouldn't even look at it. Yeah. It's like these stories are amazing.
It would have been awesome to get a version of that.
But
Yeah. Never say never, though. You never know what they're gonna do.
problem is the
Right?
cherry picking. And at least now they've retconned because it always drove me crazy. Why would Han and Leia name their son Ben? They have no connection to the old guy whatsoever. Han wasn't even fond of him in the Death Star.
But Leia did that.
Now Leia has.
Oh, oh yeah. We didn't realize how deep their bond was.
Right.
Yes. True. Yeah, she did not. Yeah, she showed no remorse.
Yeah. Oh, he's dead. Get on
You're
the ship.
right. You're right. She showed no remorse to Obi-Wan's death.
The only one was Luke.
Yeah, you're right.
You
I
just
hadn't even thought of that.
named him Dale.
Well, see, and that's why it was Luke and Mara that had a son named Ben.
Right.
In the real story. Okay? Because it made sense. All right. Han and Leia had Jason and Gianna, the twins, and then they had Anakin, right? Named after her father.
Anakin
Right.
That makes sense. Yeah. Ooh, you guys just took the scab off that one, didn't you?
Hey, no, please. You know, I have a few of my own,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
don't even.
Well,
Don't even. Oh, and James, just look at that over there. Shut your ears off, because I was just informed of something.
Yeah.
So Retrofest in London, Highland Cinema, always have the annual July screening of Jaws. Not this year. No idea why. Couldn't see anything. They haven't been posting it. They just posted something. No, it's an anniversary year. They're re-releasing it in IMAX.
Really?
Apparently, there will be an IMAX re-release.
Wow.
In September or October, apparently.
But see, I don't want that film in IMAX. Okay? I don't want it in Blu-ray. It's too clear, and the shark looks phony as hell. It's better in VHS 480.
Well, actually, it's even better in 45
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
That the Highland screening, they said they'll probably be doing it in October or something after that re-release. Something, but they have to wait. There no other screenings are allowed right now. So, but I'm thinking I want to see it. I'll probably try to go.
And don't get me
But
wrong,
you're right; it could ruin it.
I've got the Blu-ray. Okay, I've watched it, and to me, it does a little bit. I still love the film. It just when you ruin your suspension of disbelief, it really is hard to get into the story.
Yes.
That's the only problem I had with Obi-Wan. It was with the Attack of the Clone scene with him and Anakin. You could tell it wasn't them, and it pulled me out a little bit, but I still loved the story they were telling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So with Jaws, I need that blurry shark to make it look real.
And for me, that's one of the main reasons why I love going to the 35 millimeter screening. But it also, and it's just where I'm at in life right now, nostalgia, big factor. But it's that I'm seeing it like it was meant to be seen when they made it.
In IMAX?
No, I'm talking the
Oh, okay, the
the
Highland.
Highland, the
Yeah,
Highland
okay, yeah.
screening. The Highland
78.
Cinema.
I don't think Spielberg's going IMAX will come out soon.
The Highland Cinema, James, if you've never been.
Never been. But
It
we
is
plan on going someday.
Cool
it is
theater.
an art house theater through and through. They have been renovating, like cleaning up the place. They got all new seating. They've cleaned up and painted the floor. But when we first went there, we went there for a screening of Tusk.
Yep.
Oh, nice.
A one night only event. And we went there, and they were fresh to doing this stuff. And we walked in, and it had that slight mustiness going on. The carpet was, barely clean, kind of thing, like very worn. The seats were well worn.
Well worn.
It felt like an old art house. Well, probably porn at one point, yes. But it just had that feel, and seeing Tusk in that environment was awesome. It was cool. But now they've done all these. They do the retro fest once now. It almost seems like twice a month. I think it's become very popular. And you can see all sorts of classic reels. Sometimes it's just a Blu-ray or like a newer rendition, but a lot of times they try to get the old 35 millimeters and what. Yep. And it's awesome.
It's well worth the trip, honestly.
Nice.
I'm thinking we got to watch that schedule and make a trip up there.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. I like that thought.
Absolutely. And then we can do like a road trip recording on the way home, like we used to do back in the day.
Exactly. I'm loving that thought.
Yes. The world is turning again. I love it.
Yes. And actually, we got to kind of wrap up. I have to get back to Rip Fest. Oh shit! I'm still wearing my CKX shirt.
Oh, we're dropping by tomorrow.
Are you?
Yeah.
Make sure you come to the CKX booth. We'll be there with Target Gallery.
I did my circle yesterday. It's too damn expensive to go back. So
Pricey.
I paid $60, but I still have leftovers. So
there you go.
Do they have the bloomin' onion?
I did not see the bloomin' onion stand. I was looking.
I haven't looked. I haven't touched anything yet because Chris asked me to be a judge tomorrow. And okay. I don't want to go in with any preconceived taste.
Sure.
So I steer clear of everything.
Okay. I mean, if they don't, they don't. I went 2 years in a row in the 10 years that I've lived here.
Yeah.
I went 2 years in a row, and the first year they didn't have it, or I didn't look. The second year I had it, I got it. I couldn't eat it all, and then I tried to eat it as leftovers. It does not work reheated.
I would have got one yesterday if it was there.
But it was the first time in I don't know how long that I'd had a bloomin' onion.
You remember what booth it was at? Like, you know the name of the
bloomin' onion? That's all they do.
Oh, if that's the name, then I did not see them there.
It's like a longer trailer.
Yeah,
and you watch them do the whole thing. Like it's pretty awesome to see how quickly he can do a whole thing.
Because they used to make those in Outback Steakhouse too.
Yes, well, I think that's kind of who originated it.
Yeah,
it's not even an Australian thing.
I didn't see them there.
If they're not.
They're not. I'm quite sure they're not there. There's one section outside of the main area that I didn't go to, but I don't think it was over that way. So it was definitely not inside the main Rib Fest area.
Okay. Well,
and I was looking because I would have gotten that instead of some of the sides, because all these booths, the sides are always a little lacking.
Yeah.
And I hate to say this, but Trailer Parkers is kind of in the similar boat. But Trailer Parkers for me is the best ribs I've ever had, period.
I don't know if I've ever eaten there.
Charing Cross. It's out in Charing Cross.
Oh, okay. No, I definitely haven't then.
They've been around for a couple of years. Like, they've had that location for about a year or so now. And they used to have a severe problem with running out of ribs very quickly.
That's a good sign.
And they've gotten more and more smokers. And just recently, he got like, I don't even know how long this thing. It's freaking huge. Like, I think they're good now for keeping stock in a day.
Okay.
But it is absolutely the best ribs I've ever had.
Sounds like I got to go out there now.
I do recommend it, but you got to get through Rib Fest first. So
Yes.
enjoy, because I've
Baby
always
steps.
wanted to do that. I had Go Gonzalez barbecue, and I enjoyed it. I will just say that. I don't want to sway your vote in any way.
Well, no,
you're not going to lose on any of them, I'm sure.
I had a couple people say, "Yeah, that was good. Yeah, I didn't like that one and stuff." And that's okay. That's cool. I'm gonna taste it.
Oh yeah,
and I'm gonna tell you.
I could say more, but I don't want to even attempt to.
Fair enough.
So, but I did enjoy it. I will say.
All right. In that case, for another week at the Movie Madhouse, I'm Rob.
I'm James.
I'm Jason.
So we'll see you all later.
This was awesome.
I say, shut up! It's a madhouse!